I'll give a overview of compute instance creation inside the console and why we should use this OCI provided with other cloud vendors and all. And if any questions you have and all, we will be discussing in this particular session. So I'll move forward. So first thing, what is this Oracle Cloud Infrastructure? So basically, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure is something which provides us the bunch of services for us to host our application and manage the application, to build our application and manage the application. So let's say Vinay, I mean Amol or somebody, they want to have their own application. They have many vendors to choose, out of which Oracle is one of the vendor. So it will provide you the what all required for your application, starting from building and to starting to managing it. That is the basic overview of this Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. See, is a comprehensive suite of cloud services that allows business to build, run, and manage wide range of applications. So it is a platform where you can build your application, manage your application, and all. So obviously, for our application to run, we need an application and we need a data or database to be stored and networking, connecting this application and the database. So these are all the services which Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, which rather we can say vendor Oracle provides us to manage or build us. That is what our Oracle Cloud Infrastructure is. And as I mentioned earlier, it provides services, many services. I mean, I'm not saying I won't be saying these are the only limited services which Oracle provides. There are main services which I would to highlight you in this particular session. Core services, which core in the sense main services, without which our application won't be running. We cannot build our application. These are the core services. So first thing is compute. Compute in the sense the instance, we can say rather the instance where which will be hosting our application. First thing, the first part is to build our application. We need an instance, right, to host our application. That comes under compute. So this includes, I mean, this compute includes virtual machines, bare metal servers, GPUs, and all. So all these comes under compute service. The compute service is main thing where we can build our instance first. So build our application to run our workloads. And second is storage. Storage, when I'm talking about storage, don't confuse with database. Database is different and storage is different. So if you're thinking to run your application, so obviously your application should sit somewhere and should run it. So that is where we call it as a storage. So in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, storage has some terminology which we called as boot volumes, block volumes, file storage, object storage, and all. This is not a database. Once again, I'm telling you, this is just a storage to store our application related data, where from which our application to run. Even see, every application to run, it needs its own files or its own executable files, its own .sh files or whatever. So those data I'm talking about, that comes under storage. So this in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, it offers as boot volume, block volume, file storage, and object storage. So let me know if you have any doubts in this, or if you want to stop me somewhere, or if you want to, I know these, you can proceed. It's all up to you. Hope you are, understanding. So if we move on, other thing is networking. Let's say you built an instance and you have your storage, but your instance should get the data from your storage. How will it get? There must be some connecting line. There must be some connecting services of instance and the storage. That is where this networking comes to play. So using this networking, we will connect the services which all we can use. So that terminology here we have given it as a networking. So basically, what does networking do? It connects the services. Let's say I have an instance, let's say and I have storage. My instance want to access the storage. We, we achieve this by using this networking. So basically, networking is this is again a virtual. We are not going to, physically link. We are not going to take a wire and, link with my instance and storage. As this is all virtual, this is a virtual network which enables the connectivity of communication between cloud resources. Whatever, I just took an example and instances, but it can be any resources. So connecting resources via virtual path, we call it as a networking here in OCI. Okay. So stop me if you are stuck somewhere. So second part is database. I don't think any introduction is needed for you people for this database as you are all core DBS. So this database has, many features. I mean, we have autonomous database, we have Oracle DBCS, Oracle database, and we may also have Exadata, where all our databases run. These are all the platforms which Oracle provides us to host our database. One is autonomous database, Oracle-based database, and Exadata, and also SQL databases also. These I will cover in later part when we open our console or where we dig more deep. So currently you are good with database, right? So I'm not dragging this because you people are core DBA. Shall I proceed?
It would be great if you explain this more, like how to conduct the backup and like that.
Right. Okay. So this database, obviously, whenever if you are running an application, so treat Amol or Vinay, you want to run your application. You have built an application and you want to manage your application. Let's take bank as an example. You are trying to host a bank on your name, Vinay Bank or something. So in front end, you need an application where you can manage all the transactions. Okay, and not only managing transactions, your transaction should also be stored somewhere in a memory card or whatever. So that we call it as a database. So your transactions and everything will be stored in this database. And now this application and database will be again connected via networking, which is I talked in earlier part. So we use this virtual cloud network VCN, subnets and port numbers and all to connect this application and database. Rather than explaining this in virtual method, I can show you in console so that you will be having an idea. So you can create a database and you can link your database with the application part so that what all the transactions done in the application will be stored in the database. So I
Okay.
hope you people are worked with database, right? So whenever we create a database, we have something called as listener port or like something ports with which this database listens to. We will link this listener port on scan IP and all these IPs to the compute instance so that the data will be stored in this database. Okay, again, still they are pending. Containers. So containers is something which is advanced level of compute, we can say. So if I'm saying compute, if I'm talking about compute, I need to go to console. I need to build an infrastructure. I need to build an instance and I need to host my application. This containers is something which we can directly run our software. I have a software already present with me, or I have already software from GitHub. I have already a software or code or something which is already present in GitHub. I no need to copy that content to bring into my server and run it. This containers helps us to directly run the software, directly run the code which you have in the any external sites or something where present. That is what this containers. It comes with pre-equipped or pre-built services inside the instance, and it comes. So that is what container is. So we can say it minimizes our tasks of instance. So let's say I'm going with a compute instance. I need to build an instance. I need to harden it. I need to create some space. I need to add some storage and get my application and then install my application and then use my application. But this container comes pre-equipped. It is an directly we can execute our software or whatever. We can get it from other external site like GitHub. So that is what our containers is. In OCI containers, so we have OKE. We call it as OKE, Oracle Kubernetes Engine. So that is example of this container. So DevOps and other services DevOps. DevOps is something which minimizes our tasks of development and operations. So we have an instance or we want every day, every particular day to run this particular line or to execute this particular software. Instead of we manually going to the server and running something, we can create an automatic job which I mean, this particular time I will ask it to run this particular job or this particular software this particular time. This all workloads or scenarios comes under DevOps. So we can do that using this Oracle Cloud Infrastructure as well. So basically, it is kind of scripting or using other languages. This comes under DevOps. Oracle has its own DevOps. I'm saying instead of we using external what to say scripts and all, Oracle has its own scripts. Let's say there are some set of instances. There are some 20 instances. On midnight 11 to 12, I am not having my business. I want to stop them. Okay, I want to stop them every day 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Sorry, midnight 11 to let's say 2 o'clock. I want to stop these servers. I no need to go to console and select each instance stop. There is something we can use as resource scheduler, which comes under DevOps. We can schedule a job. We can directly schedule a job. I will mention all these instances, stop those. That's all. This part comes under DevOps. So, okay, fine. Now you can ask me, okay, so you are saying Oracle Cloud Infrastructure is this bunch of services it is providing. These are the services. Now, where are the services hosted? Okay, fine. You are saying compute is there, storage is there, database is there. Okay, fine. Where are these hosted? They must be hosted somewhere, right? Even though it is providing us, they must be hosted somewhere. So this we call it as a data centers. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure has its own data centers where all the services are hosted, and it will give us an what we can say. It will give us an account, or we can say it will give us an privilege to access those servers. We don't manage the servers; we access the servers. I mean, get an difference between access and manage. We only access those servers and create our application. Let's say there is some wrong in data center, we don't take care. Oracle only will take care. Understood? So we are just using those services which are provided by Oracle, not for free. We are paying them for which the services we are using. So basically, all these services are hosted in Oracle global level, which we call it as a data centers. So these data centers again, I mean, they are hosted across global. We have many data centers present, and these regions, these data centers are again divided into regions. So region, you can say we have OCI in Hyderabad, OCI in Mumbai, OCI in East West, I mean US and Singapore and all. So these are the regions, and these regions are again divided into availability domains. These are the regions. These regions are again divided into availability domains, which we call it as AD in short form. So for every region, there can be multiple availability domains. Okay, let's say Hyderabad is a region, or let's take Hyderabad. We have OCI Hyderabad. In OCI Hyderabad, in that Hyderabad region, we might be having two ADs, AD1, AD2, or AD3. It's up to Oracle it provides. So this is because for disaster recovery, let's say, as see, these services are already hosted, and we are using it via console. Okay, let's say there is an natural calamities or something, floods coming or something on this particular area, but Oracle should not stop its services. We are not bothered about floods or something. Why? Because we are not managing data center. Oracle itself is managing the data center. We are just using the services. So that is where this Oracle thought of, okay, no, 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 let's go with the multiple availability domains. So that even though if one availability domain or one goes down, one will be up, so that we can provide continuous services to the customers. So that is where this AD comes place, availability domain. And further, this availability domain is again categorized into fault domains. We say fault domains. So to be, in layman terms, we can say region. In region, there will be two data centers, AD1 and AD2, let's say. And every data center has its own fault domains. We can say, I mean, in the same data center, but place it some different way. Let's assume this as Hyderabad region. Okay, in Hyderabad region, we have an what do you say data center. We not we have. I mean we have our Hyderabad region. We can make two regions there. sorry, Hyderabad has two data centers. One is in JNTU, or another one can be hosted in Nanakram Goda. So Nanakram Goda and JNTU will be our availability domains, and Hyderabad will be my region. Again in JNTU, inside the JNTU, we have block A, block B, block C as fault domains. And again similarly, Nanakram Goda AD availability domain, we have block A, block B, block C fault domains. We can say that. So this can be the pictorial representation. Let's say this is geography, entire, this is our globe in which we have our entire data center. We can say this will be again further classified into regions, region 1, region 2, region 3 and all. And this region again will be classified into availability domain AD1 and AD2. And this AD1 again, it has fault domains 1, 2, 3. So understood? Okay. Now the thing is, I told you what is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. This provides services and what are the core services and where are the services present. Now, if you ask me how to use the services, okay, you told, yeah, bro, you told this one, this thing, these are the services, they are present there. Now, how will I use it? For this purpose, as I told you earlier, we have our cloud tenancy or cloud account or tenancy, we call it as. We have to pay Oracle and get our own account created, okay, which we have, which by which we will use the services which we have opted for. So this is a root compartment, we can say tenancy or cloud account. This is a root compartment and acts as a highest level of entity, which means this is the main account. You, let's say you, Vinay is buying, Vinay is opting a services with Oracle under tenancy, so he will get his root account, not Vinay account, his root account, where he manages all the things. He is a super admin, like kind of, he can delete the tenancy, he can add something, he can pay something, everything. That is called as root user or root compartment, where it has the highest level of other, I mean, highest level of entity in that OCI. So, and it also is a boundary. Why? Because you are saying this is my tenancy, and all your resources, all are the services which you are opted are only restricted inside the boundary. Okay, so you can treat it, we can call it as a tenancy where we use to build our application or manage our application. Okay, so then you might get a question. Okay, oh, will Oracle provide me only root user? Why? Because I need to access and my friends need to access, my application team need to access. So in that case, how? Then there is an option called as IAM, Identity Access Management. Using this IAM, we will create an users, groups and all, so that they can manage. Let's say Vinay has his application hosted in cloud and he has root account. I cannot go and ask for his root account password, right? Why? Because I will be able to delete anything. I will be able to delete the tenancy, so that, I mean, then Vinay will be in loss. So what he will do, he will create me an user. I will give my email ID or my credentials. He will create me an user and give me, and so that I can use the console of his or application services using my own credentials. So this part we call it as identity and access management. And later we have users and groups. Let's say I have 3 to 4 applications. 4 applications I have. So one applications, there are group of 10 people. These 10 people should have only access to application 1, and there are 10 more people who want to access only application 2. In that case, what I will do, I will create all the 20 users first, okay, using this IAM, and I will group them, group of 10 people in one group, group of other 10 in other group, and I will write a policy kind of thing inside the Oracle. We have something called as policies, where I will restrict them to use only these applications, or use only these services, use only these resources, so that these 10 people will be limited to only application 1. So this is identity and I mean access management. I will show you or let you know in further sessions, but I'm letting you know. So if there won't be, I mean, there will be obviously main user, super user, which we call it as a root user, which will be, I mean, which will be with the owner of the tenancy. So using that root user, we create other users, many simple users or sample users, where we can access the application. Clear? So now, I mean, enough of this theory part. It's, I mean, might be more boring or we don't have much time. Let's quickly go into the lab access. For you, I will be just creating an virtual machine and inside the console, and I will show you. Okay. So for creating a compute instances, what are all the prerequisites we need? We just need the name of which our we are naming and compartment. If you are not aware of compartment, just for now remember it as a compartment. I will explain in later classes. And network. Why? Because every resource or every resource should have a numerical representation, which we call it as an IP, which Internet Protocol, which we use as network here. And OS, whether Windows we are using or whether Linux we are using or any custom one, Red Hat or any other thing which you have, we can use that also. We can build that and shape. As I told you, CPU and memory. How much CPU you are giving to your instance, how much memory you are giving to instance, and storage. Block volume, FSS, all this comes under storage. I'll show you inside the console how to build those. Okay. So see, this is a free tier account. It is showing me you are using a free tier account. You can also build your own free tier account. And there are only limited services which Oracle provides in free tier. If you want to use all the services, you need to upgrade your account or you need to pay them. Okay. So in this dashboard, I mean, this is how the dashboard looks like for those who haven't yet logged into the Oracle Cloud Console. Okay. So yeah, before somebody asked me about tenancies, and this is a search bar where you can search everything. You can search in whatever instance name, or this is universal search bar. You can search anything, it will be displayed here. See, this is the tenancy. Whenever I am creating this account, it will ask me to create tenancy. So this is the tenancy which I have created for my own. So what all my, this is a boundary, what all my resources here in this tenancy will be linked to this tenancy. Okay. And this is the burger menu we call. In this burger menu, this Oracle offers many services. I told you, right? See, compute, under compute it offers many. And storage, under storage again block volume, file storage, object storage, everything. Again networking. See, networking, how many we have? Each and everything will be explained later if we are going further. And Oracle database, kinds of database it provides: autonomous database, Oracle based database, and Exadata, everything. And if not, we are using SQL and all, PostgreSQL. This comes under this databases, analytics and AI, analytics cloud, OAC, and all. And developer services, I told you, DevOps, containers. Again, if you want resource scheduler and all, everything to use, which is comes under developer services. And IAM, I told you, right, where we create an users and all, that comes under identity and security, users, domains, and all. Okay, let's currently focus on building an instance. Compute, I'll go to instances. See, this is not listing me anything because I did not select any compartment. In Oracle Cloud, there is something, every resource which you build is linked to a compartment. Okay, so whenever you choose that compartment, it will only display the resources in that compartment. This will be the root tenancy. As I told you, this is a tenancy. In this, we have something called as compartments. So this I think I have created some time back. Okay, let's create a new instance now. So if I select any other compartment, it won't show me. Why? Because I did not create instance there. Even though I can create there, but these resources are specific to the compartment. Obviously, main thing is we should choose where you want to build your resource. Okay. So I'm just creating an instance. If you remember, instance comes under compute part where we can host our application. Okay, name, any specific name which you want me to give. I'm giving it as testing. And compartment, I told you, right? Compartment. See, these are the compartments which I have built. I can build in any compartment. Do you want me to select any compartment or shall I select this? US San Jose.
Yeah, fine, fine.
Cool. See, placement. I told you, right? For every region, we have their own availability domains. And if I go to edit this option, you will get an options AD1, and I'm not getting AD2 because I'm in free account. And this is the region, US West region. I'm going with US West region, not Hyderabad region. I'm going with US West region. In this region, as I'm free, I'm getting only this AD1. And inside the AD1, I have this fault domain FD1, FD2, FD3. So this is by selecting this, we will just minimize the probability of our data loss. So I can choose this FD1. Your shape selection was reset because you switched capacity types. Achha. Let Oracle choose them. Okay. Understood, right? This AD part and fault domain part. So image and shape. If I click on this edit button, I am going with Oracle Linux 8. Here in this service limited reach. In this we can obviously change. We can have multiple Oracle 11 to Windows, and if there is any custom images which you built on your own, you can get that as well under my custom image. That is different part. I will let you know later. For now, I am using this always free. I mean, these are all free. That is why I am using those. If I select any other, it will cost me. So that is the reason I'm selecting this OS part. OS part is selected as Oracle Linux 8. And shape. Shape also. Again, we can go with AMD, we can go with Intel, we can go with Ampere and all. As this is free account, I am going with AMD and the always provided free one. We can go with Intel. I can select Intel, and I can also edit how much CPU I want, how much memory I want. So that comes to the shape, image and shape. Now network information. This is the main thing. So it is already I have created a, let me do this tab. If network all comes under networking and then VCN, virtual cloud network. In this compartment, in this virtual network, I have created two VCNs, VCN1 and VCN2. So I will dig into this later. I mean, what is this? What is this CIDR block, and what are the route tables, security list, and all? I will let you know. But for now, you treat this as a VCN1 and VCN2, which is required for networking. So I have already created. So that is the reason I am selecting this. Select existing virtual cloud network. Okay. So this is the one which is existing. If you want to create a new one, yeah, you can obviously do that, but you have to provide leads and all. And it is saying you have already exhausted your limit. So only two in free account. So I have already created those. So I'm using already the existing one VCN, and it is creating a public. I'm using this public subnet. Why? Because there are two kind of subnets, public and private. Public subnet is something which provides me the public IP address, and private is something which is private, which you can only access inside the cloud or inside the network, or if it is linked with any VPN kind of, then only I can access. But for now, I need to access the server, right? So that is the reason I'm using public subnet. So my server should be accessible publicly, and this unique address automatically assign, and see, automatically assign and manually assign. If I want my server to run with this specific address, let's say there is 10.24.5.6, I want my server IP to be having only that one, then I can go manually and assign it something like 10 dot 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 something. So but it's fine, I'm okay with anything. I'm going with automatically assign. So it will automatically assign. It will go to this VCN, or which VCN I am choosing, VCN2. So it will go to this VCN, and there are subnets created. So I'm using public VCN2 subnet, public VCN2 subnet. It will go to this VCN, and this is the block. And control C. If I go to CIDR, right, let me just CIDR calculator. See, this subnet which is /26 means 0./26 means my IP starts from 168.5.0 to 63. I will get 64 IPs in this IP. So if I'm using this particular subnet, it can pick anything. It can pick anything in between 5.0 to 5.63. It will pick it and assign the IP address to that instance. If you want particular IP, we can do that. But for now, I'm going with let it pick it. And this is something called as SSH keys. Key. I am building a server, right? To access that key, I mean to access that server, I am creating a using a key to access. You can remember it that way. So these keys have two. I mean, it has private and public. So we will use public key here, and using private key, we will access the instance. So I don't think it is confusing. If you are not understanding, let it go. I'll dig deep into this later. For now, you think, I mean, you just imagine as a we need a key to access an instance. So that is the thing. And we also need a medium. Let's say our instance is built, we need to access via some putty or mobaxterm, right? That is where I'm using this mobaxterm. And if you see this mobaxterm, I have created this id underscore rsa and id underscore pub. These are the keys. Id underscore rsa is a private key. Id rsa underscore pub is a public key. I read that file. I'm catting that file, so that I will paste it here. Or there is one more thing. We can automatically download. See, this is a private key. This is a public key. You can download this and use private key to log in. Or I already created. I don't want to download. I'll just paste this key. Why? Because this is a public key which I pasted here, and I already have this private key with me. Using this private key, I will log into that server. Okay. See boot volume, which I told you earlier. This is a boot volume which is required for instance to run. All the OS related core files, everything will be stored in the boot volume. And coming to the block volume, if you need some amount of, I mean, external mount points, I want for my application to run, I want 500 GB. Then you will go create a block volume of 500 GB and attach it here. So currently I'm not doing it. So clear, right? So what all things we mentioned, name and the compartment in which it should be placed and the availability domain or fault domain. And then security, this I will cover later part. This is shielded instance or confidential computing will be there. I'll let you know later. And this image and shape, which OS we are using and how much CPU and memory we are giving, that comes under image and shape. And next, VNIC, virtual network, networking part. That's all. These are the main things and the key. Yeah, main thing is key by which we need to access. Okay, I'm just clicking on create. We have two ways. Either we can use the keys, we can download the keys which Oracle gave me, or you can use your own, which you have created. So hardly takes around 5 to not more than 5 minutes to run. And now, yeah, now the instance is provision. Let's give it some 5 minutes of time so that background services like SSHD service and all main services which are required will be up. Let's wait for some 2 3 minutes. So meanwhile, I can show you, right? See, this is the private IP address which it picked and given me out of that subnet, and this is the public IP. Using this public IP, I will log in to the server. Let's say I'm attaching a block volume of something. Here it will be displayed, which I have attached. Let's give 2 minutes time. Now let's try if it is accessible or not. Such we are doing SSH. This is my local machine where I'm using Mobaxstrom as a medium to connect to the instance which is created in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, which is basically hosted in this US West region. This is a virtual instance which is present there, and using this IP address or I'm connecting with my local laptop using this key id underscore RSA OPC. And why I'm using OPC? Because OPC is a default user which Oracle creates in every instance, we can say. See, it will given username OPC. Using OPC, we can access the server. ID and acha, not sorry, R is missing. Acha, took, okay. So why? Because we took the private key here and it's now I see, as I'm told you, I am into the server 192.168.2.2. This is the private IP of this particular address. See, we have logged into the server which is present in US West. That is what the virtual instance means. It is not physically present there. It is hosted somewhere virtually, and we are logging to the server. And sudo su-. If we do that, it goes to the root user. So OPC is the user which is provided by Oracle itself. And now I can create many users in this server. Let's say I want to create a user Vinay. User add Vinay. Okay. Now Vinay user got added ID. Let's say, see, there is a user called Vinay. Now I can give this Vinay user privilege to access the server so that he can also access. Understood? People are calm. I mean, did you people understand something, or is it going above your head?
Yeah. We can grasp that.
I mean, I'm just showing you an overview. If you are not understanding anything, I can. I mean, we can dig later. But this is how there is a virtual machines which is created Oracle Cloud Console, and we have accessed it via our local laptop. And now, before somebody asks me how do we create an private and public key, we have a small command called ssh-keygen -trsa. This, see, generating public and private RSA key pair. Enter the file name where you want to save it. Enter. I'm sharing it here. Enter. Enter. Yes, that's all. Now, if I go to that particular directory where this got created, I can see my files. It will be basically under /root/ .ssh. See, we have our keys. ID underscore RSA is a private key. ID RSA.pub is a public key. So there is no private, for now you can think there is no private connection between my laptop and this region. So that is the reason I'm using public. So in many organizations there won't be public, but yeah, for test demo purpose only I have created this public to log into that server and show you. Okay, see, understood? Okay, I'm taking that no. So I'm going back to the deck. So you are good, right? I mean, I hope people understood what we have created. We have created a compute instance with these prerequisites. Okay, and see, any provider has cloud provider, whatever it has its own benefits, and for now we can take it as these things. I mean, these are kind of features which every cloud vendor provides. Basically, it's mostly upon the cost we go upon the cloud provider. Let's say I am giving the compute service for this amount, and AWS or Azure also cloud providers, they are giving you for that. We can choose it. Basically, all these provides the same features and same benefits mostly. So it's up to us to decide with Oracle or with Azure or with Amazon or with Google. All these are cloud providers. Okay. What we have discussed in this class is core services. What are the core services? If you remember, compute, where these virtual machines, bare metals, and GNU comes to place, and then storage, block storage, object storage, and file storage, and networking, VCN, and load balancers. Load balancers is something which I didn't talk to you on. We can discuss this later. This also is a part of networking. And databases. We have Oracle Autonomous Database, Data DBCS, and Exadata, MySQL databases, and all. Containers, as I told you, containers. Okay, Oracle Kubernetes Engine. Containers is something which comes with pre-equipped. I mean, it directly comes with all equipped. We can directly run our software. And we have done a demo of creating a virtual instance. We have logged into the OCI control. We have shown the overview on virtual machines. We have created it. We have logged into the server which we have created. So let's say we have Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Where will you use it? We can use it wherever our application is required. Let's say we are hosting a big enterprise application. We can use this Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Or there are cases where you have your own application running in data center, your I mean on-prem, we call it as on-prem. We can you have your application running, it is on-prem, and you can use your Oracle Cloud as a DR setup, disaster recovery. I mean, you can create your own setup here, and if something goes wrong in your on-prem, you can migrate all your workloads or all your connections to this cloud site. We can use that as well. We can use it as a disaster recovery, which we call it as a DR. And DevOps and container organization I told you earlier. So all this purpose we can use this Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Pricing and support. Yeah, before somebody is asking me with this licensing and all, it's all about the pay and go. Oracle offers you flexible prices. Like there are many kinds of things. First thing you can say, see, I will give you this amount, 10,000 rupees, and I will consume all your services. That is one thing. Or the second thing is, see, I will use few services. You can charge me per month or per year or like that. So that is the case, and it offers many pricing levels that mostly we don't deal with. Mostly the person of organization who wants to own the application, they deal with this. And free tier offerings, as I told you, it can also offer as a few free services which I am using currently as a free account. You can also create your free account, own account, and try all the stuff which I did. And enterprise support and documentation, it provides something support. Let's say I have stuck somewhere, I have I mean my instance is not working, my something is gone wrong. Oracle provides its support. We call it as Oracle support, my Oracle support. We can log an SR and we can provide the details, they will help us. And there are also documentations available in outside oracle.oracle.com. You can get all the documents there. That is all the overview of this Oracle Cloud Infrastructure.